Walder Froth has gone missing, and his father the Baron will pay you handsomely for his discreet return.
Please, my son. He's very missing. My only child. Go to Castella. Return him to me, and I will pay you handsomely. Baron Froth.
He was last seen chasing a rumor that the legendary vineyards of Castella have once again yielded. You see, when the sun still shone in the skies, Castella and its wines were famous, available only at the table of the most distinguished palates. But in the days of the apocalypse, Castella is another pit of misery awaiting the end of days, falling into oblivion and decay. Or it was, until the vineyards began yielding once more. Friends, welcome to The Pit of Blasphemy, an adventure by the award-winning author Tania Herrero. This one is themed around snakes and wine, as the cover so strikingly communicates. Tania is not only a very productive creator, with 5 successful Kickstarters in less than a year and a half, but also a wonderful human being. The adventure comes with digital artwork and original soundtrack, which is free on YouTube, and she's allowed me to use it in the video, as well as to show you as much of her books as I'd like. It's almost hard to believe such grim and deadly adventures could come from someone so nice. But it's always the ones you least expect, isn't it? Anyway, I'll lead with the conclusion. I think this book is beautiful. The adventure is really good and will provide a deadly but memorable experience. There's links to everything under the video if you want to get it yourself. So let's do a deeper dive into this adventure. We begin with some rumors about the village, such as the villagers dragged something large out of Lake Onda, or a group of mercenaries, the Black Arrows, were hired to steal the wine but have not been seen since. Or in Castella they stomp on corpses and grapes to make the wine. Whether true or not, each sets the correct tone for what is to come. I'm particularly fond of 9. Locals irrigate the vines with the blood of outsiders. It sets such a contrast to the reception the PCs get in the village. They welcome you. Everyone seems friendly, almost too friendly. We have a description of the village, a map with 6 notable locations, 2 NPCs, and some overheard conversations. There's 2 valuable GMing insights here. Later in the book, the PCs find some vicious dogs guarding the winery. On its own, the encounter would be fine, no one would complain, but the effect is all the better because they're mentioned as soon as you enter the village. It's a tiny thing, and it may seem trivial to experienced GMs, but it's worth a mention. If you foreshadow and connect just a handful of things in your sessions, the world will feel more alive. And everything in the book is actually connected like this. The other insight relates to advice sometimes given to new writers. Don't save your best ideas for later. Use them now. You won't run out of ideas, I promise. Here, the players see someone wearing the ring of their missing person as soon as they enter the tavern. So within 5 minutes of starting the adventure, they know that something's up. Immediately, they won't trust the villagers, and now the whole adventure takes place in this state of heightened tension. Especially if they find Walder's note that he left, warning them about danger, wine, and the winery. The local wine causes mutations in those who drink it, and in fact everyone in the village is fully mutated. But the mysterious they allow them to keep their human facade on. These pages are a good example of how strong the art is throughout the whole book. The author's purposeful use of typography, of emphasis, of color, and it all keeps escalating as you go on. For example, the fully mutated villagers or the false basilisks. Anything with such strong, bold contrast of red and black is an instant purchase from me. These are the false basilisks. There are 4 of them, and they are all the unnamed NPCs you can fight throughout the book. And while we're admiring the art, I'd like to point out how refreshingly simple the stat blocks are. You get a few basic numbers and a single special ability. If you miss the Sidewinder with your attack, it hits you back with its finger snakes. You truly don't need any more than that for a terrifying encounter, certainly if there's more than one of these creatures. Here are the notable locations in the village, again accomplishing a lot with few words and an evocative piece of art. Harga here was the leader of the mercenaries who came here and is secretly unaffected by the wine. She wants three things: her missing friend, her missing Zweihander, and revenge. If you free the two of them, they will be some very useful allies. The church has the priest and his assistant Daniel. References to the mysterious them continue. The priest wants to throw the PCs into the eponymous pit of blasphemy, so that they can judge or devour the PCs. And should push come to shove, the priest turns into a snake and injects Daniel with berserker poison. Good luck. By the way, all of these creatures are available as models for 3D printing, though that's bought separately. There's links to everything under the video. Here we have a map of the church with all the goodies you can find in it. Every room has something of note, so let's just name a few. At the entrance there is a basin with wine instead of holy water, and if you search through the wine you find a snake fang. If you play the organ poorly, you will enrage a creature under the church. There's a teddy bear, which the priest is using to mind control Daniel. I like this bit of foreshadowing. The painting of a deity is smudged to make it appear like it has 3 heads. Then there's Harga's Zweihander, which will scream at you until you set it free. If you wield it, you must name a desire, and once you fulfill it, the sword releases the demon inside, who grew stronger every time it helped you. Very nice. Most notably, there is a well that leads into the Pit of Blasphemy, which will try to lure you or drag you in. I should note there's some typos in the book, mostly on this page. It's not ideal, but it was the author's first adventure, so an editor wasn't in the budget. Either way, she's aware of them and they should get fixed. Approaching the vineyards, the players encounter a murderer of mad crows. I like the attitude of this one with a dagger. So what's their deal? They've eaten the tainted grapes of the vineyard and now they protect, they attack, but most importantly, they've learned to use weapons. Just 5 stars for the meme user right there, chef's kiss. After dealing with them, there's the winemaker and his foreshadowed mastiffs with thick skins and spitting poison, presumably out of their snake tails. And finally we have the winery with its other, safer entrance to the Pit of Blasphemy. I hope you're not tired of red and black just yet, because you'd miss the story of how it all started. Not so long ago, a lone fisherman cast his net in a futile attempt. Then 3 voices slithered through the air, demonic whispers that promised fruits wrapped in deceit. They ensnared the fisherman with honeyed words. The villagers listened and made a pilgrimage to the vineyards, to the Pit of Blasphemy beneath, where they dug until their hands bled. And at the bottom of that pit, they were born, their deceitful whispers poisoning the roots that fed upon their tainted blood. And this is who they are. A 3-headed basilisk, its rotting body pierced by roots and spewing red liquid. 2 heads lie, 1 tells the truth, and each of them takes an action. In Mörk Borg, this encounter is beyond deadly. To quote my excellent friend Moth, "That is not a boss, that's a god. You are dead in the first round." Luckily for you, fighting it is actually entirely optional. If you want to adapt it for your system, it has to be super tanky, take 3 actions per round, and each of its actions does something beyond pure damage. The tail swipe pushes everyone back, the bite can swallow you, it can turn you against your allies, and it can vomit acid which melts metal and has a chance to mutate you. You can find the basilisk at the end of this dungeon. Each of the 15 rooms has something unique and interesting, but let's just see a few. Room 4, Doppelganger's Roots, will respawn you if you die in the dungeon. However, it respawns you as your doppelganger. You are now compelled to obey the basilisk. Room 5 is full of treasure, but this lovely creature protects it. And if you had the bad luck to play the church organ poorly, it's going to be berserking. Room 8 here is where you end up if you fell in the well in the church, and congratulations, you have found your missing person. Whether his mutated form is something his father the Baron will still pay you for remains to be seen. There's one thing I would change before running the adventure. It's the fact you don't actually have any reason to go deeper than room 8, into the pit. You found Walder, and the pile of treasure was in room 5. Smart characters would now run away and therefore miss half the dungeon. They aren't given any reason to seek the three-headed basilisk. So here's a few ideas that you might do. Put Walder or any kidnapped PCs in room 15 with the basilisk. Or you can put a lot of treasure there. If anyone in the party got mutated, they can fix it by pleading with the basilisk. If somehow the exits got collapsed, congratulations, there's now a new one behind the basilisk. I would not commit to any one of these before the adventure, but instead wait to see how it plays out. To actually reach the basilisk, you would do well to appease it. It can ask for one of these 6 things of you, such as a personal sacrifice, dearest memory, or a sweet lie. And finally, the basilisk leaves you with one last cryptic question. Where doth thy faith find rest?